Oh, thank you very much for joining us this Tuesday morning for the news review. Beautiful morning, eh? Thank you for your company. And we're digging into the papers and we'll bring you some stories from online as well.
Hello.
I nearly called you on air with a little pet name, if you like, and I just realized, oh no, it's not. Oh, I've been calling you that, but
You just don't want everybody else to hear.
It's between.
I hear you.
It's not. This is private property. Private property.
Excuse me, I'm your private property?
No, I mean the tag is private property. Definitely not. How can you see a woman with a wedding band and this like, hey, no, I don't venture into such territory. I'll do this business story.
I wanted clarity on that, you know.
No.
Just so we're all on the same page.
It wouldn't be so, but if, you know.
It wouldn't be.
If Yera, I could end up with a chocolate block on my head. So, with all apologies.
Well, okay. Now that we are clear on that, good morning, y'all. Welcome to the 2nd of March.
Wait, you had to clarify like that?
No. I just wanted to say welcome to the 2nd of March.
Okay. Nice styling with your hair, though.
Well,
you know, I noticed.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
So, how many things, what can you really do with your hair?
Oh, everything. I could do it. I could do anything with it. I mean,
right.
And I think it's growing well, so I can hold my pony. I can do attachment. I can braid it like much smaller or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you've locked it, right?
I've locked it, yes.
How long has it been?
A year. A year, maybe 2 months.
What do you guys think? Should I lock my hair too? Or maybe it mustn't be from us. Or maybe, okay, I could lock my beard. Maybe I could lock my beard. Oh no, that is way enough. I was at Nami Jeffro and I had to trim it. So never say never.
Well, you can try it. See, this is something that I tried a little over a year ago. So you could also try it. Let's see how.
Can't imagine myself with my hair for a year though.
I love it. I told you before, people get bored, but to me, I don't get bored.
Right.
I ain't going to get bored.
This morning, what do I have? The Ghanaian Times Daily Guide, The Finder, the Business and Financial Times, and The Hawk. I see this from time to time. Okay, let's see what The Hawk will say today.
The Daily Graphic, Daily Dispatch, Daily Statesman, the National Enquirer and Economy Times. These are the papers that I have.
Okay.
Shall we start?
Yes, let's get into it.
All right, let's begin with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page, demystifying COVID-19 vaccine. President takes first shots. Still on COVID-19, 357 centers designated in Greater Accra. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that some, I want to say, specialized persons will be taking the COVID-19 jab. If you're one of those, you want to look out for where your center is. It's the Daily Graphic has published the various centers in today's edition. Also, GJA condemns judicial service threats. There's Afel Moni, the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, who addressed the press conference yesterday. There were also other, journalists, prominent journalists who also had a few words to share at the press conference yesterday. We'll come back and discuss this. We see the lawyer for the Judicial Service who's also been reacting to that press conference. Charlie, I didn't backfire, you know?
Well, you listened to him with MFR yesterday.
I did, and the subsequent one that we played on the news. Listen, okay, I told you we'll come back, so let's just do the headlines. We'll come back and discuss this matter a bit further. In the center spread, African Shippers Councils seek partnership with AFTA Secretariat. FDA declares 2021 year of winning public confidence. India to support Ghana with 50,000 COVID-19 vaccines. On the back page, road construction in Gasalt starts this month. Okay. All right, Ben, I think that will be it really for the headlines that I've picked in the Daily Graphic.
All right, let's move on to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And if we can get a shot of the Ghanaian Times, the front page, I'd like you to take, just a look at it. Now look at the looks on the faces of all of them, the president, the vice, the first lady, the second lady, and interesting reactions from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Rebecca Akufo-Addo. I mean, we're not trying to, impugn anybody's, but you can tell now.
Is the reality of the
show.
No, yeah. And I think a lot of us can relate. I can't keep my eyes open while I receive an injection. Yesterday, I was watching it.
So they must be closed. Live.
Yeah. I close it. Yeah, I shut it. Whether they are withdrawing blood or whatever, I just close my eyes. Yes.
Wait, have you ever donated blood? Do you shut it all through that as well?
No, I haven't, because I'm usually on low on blood,
okay.
so I'm not one of those that can easily donate blood. Yes, right. So yeah. But the few times that I even when I took my children to the weigh-in, I will never look at it. I will close my eyes, like I'm feeling the pain for my child.
Okay.
So yeah, yesterday I was watching her, and it was like me. So she went there with eyes open, and then she shut the eyes at some point.
If I didn't know. We've zoomed a bit. Look at the look on the first lady's face. She's just like, get over with this already and leave me alone. And the second lady as well. She was pretty. She was agonizing over the process. Looking at it. You could tell, Charlie.
Yeah, but they braved it. Listen,
yeah.
And I think this is what it says. If they can do it, I can do it too. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Most of us don't like injections. I told you, my son said,
I'm not one though.
Give me something else to drink. Like, I want to take the vaccine, but I don't want it in an injection form.
Unfortunately, this is not like, is it polio? The one they drop for
your
tongue?
That's one you have to. And I saw Maxwell Agbagba also post. He said if they can put it, I guess if it was in the form of a tablet, they could put it in some banku or something for him. Yeah. He could easily swallow that. Yeah. Or even chew it and eat banku or something. But no, this is not one of those. This is how it is.
Our president, he died. When it was his turn, he looked away. They gave him the jab, and finally
But I realized that they had to sit for some 10 minutes, according to the announcer. That was for monitoring. After which, it would be good to hear from them the day after, though, what the feeling has been, like. Whether there was some kind of reaction overnight or, that kind of. Yeah.
But just because you said this, first of all, we're not trying to discourage you from taking the vaccine. Almost every vaccine you take has some pain effect, so just note that. But I noticed there were some hospital staff also or health staff who gave the injections without gloves, and people were talking about it. Apparently, it's safer, rather than sanitizing the gloves and everything. So they did it that way. And I think I heard Dr. Antonin Siansari saying that you should eat well before taking the vaccine.
Okay.
So if you can, don't go on an empty stomach and go and take the vaccine. You see, some of these things, minor things. There are some injections, even if you've not eaten, they don't give it to you. So eat.
Also,
if you're going to take it, go on a full stomach.
Oh, so for those of you who are taking it this morning, I hope that you have this knowledge. If you didn't, well, eat good breakfast before you go and take your jab. Okay,
so let me just wrap up here. Judicial Service threats against media, illogical, scandalous, and ill. Yesterday, I felt the ill line, and I think when you cheat that, you're sorry. And all the ill, what? Anyway, so that is in there. GIS arrests 151 foreigners for illegal entry into Ghana. All you need to know about COVID-19 immunization. When I come back to this paper, I'll be delving into the story of the JHS student arrested in connection with assault on a teacher. There's a mass COVAX vaccination rollout in Africa. That's on page 5. And Zimbabwe VIP resigns amid voice cloning sex scandal. This one on page 9, protecting the gift of nature. Let's say no to gays and homosexuals. The debate is still on. On the back page, Ghana exacts revenge, beats Gambia for AFCON Under-20 final. We're in the finals. Hooray.
I told you, those boys are my black stars.
I say.
All the other ones, we give them lots of money, and then what did they bring us?
They hit the bar in the semi-final.
Let's do the daily dispatch
of the World Cup.
You be careful.
And break our hearts.
Daily Dispatch newspaper on the front page.
That's a final session.
Parliament approves 22 ministers, 8 on hold. I want Efutu to be the gateway to Central Region. That's Afonyo Makin, who wants Winneba to be the gateway to the Central Region. You had a point, but threat to media, unnecessary. That's according to Benefsin. You see? And he makes the point. That's what we've been saying. You had a point, but... and to think that it was actually one online portal that had done something that goes according to the judicial service.
And we were copied.
And they had to give us a blanket letter. How many pages of it? And it got everybody talking. And now we know it was just one online portal that had done something.
I guess for the others, the thinking was it should serve as a deterrent, a warning ahead of time.
Well, some people disagree, honestly. It just changes the narrative, you know? It just gives us for like 3 days something to talk about.
The judiciary
something that pitches the judicial service against the media ahead of a crucial judgment.
The judiciary so far, hate them, love them, think what you will, have been able to use the law to buttress what their decisions have been to a large extent. I think at the tail end, rather, they've left a very sour taste in our mouths, and it was totally unnecessary. And, well, it is what it is.
Just a bit on the minority MPs on the appointments committee. They've so far rejected 3 of President Akufo-Addo's 30 ministerial nominees, while 5 others have been deferred to reappear for further questioning. So Information Minister Designate, Kojo Nkrumah, also the Minister Designate for Fisheries and Aquaculture, Mavis Hawa-Kumsin, and Minister Designate for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Usrefi Yakoto, have been rejected for various reasons. Those deferred are Communication Minister nominee Eslosu Ekofo, Railway Minister nominee John Peter Mewu, Roads Minister nominee Kwesi Amwakwata, Attorney General and Minister of Justice nominee Godfrey Dame, and Health Minister Kweku Agyeman-Manu, made up of a total of 26 members, 13 each from the NDC and the NPP caucus. The committee began the constitutionally mandated vetting process on February 10 and are expected to finish on March 9. That's the latest on this issue. Mr. Haruna Idrisu has outlined reasons why they took such a decision. On Kojo Nkrumah, who appeared before the committee on February 18, the minority MPs said they were not satisfied with the answers he gave regarding his private businesses. Also, let's see. Overall, the NDC MPs accused Mr. Nkrumah of being untruthful with his answers during his vetting. Okay, let's see. Other persons. Food and Agriculture. Efri Yakoto. He's accused of unilaterally cancelling a horticulture contract with the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority on January 11, 2021 without authority. And then, if I go further, on Esla Owusu Ekofo, the reason for the deferment is because she oversaw the discriminatory closure of some radio stations. Okay, so there's more to it when you get onto my Joy Online.
I think we need more even parliaments moving into the future. I feel they would do us a lot of good. For how long have we not felt that these matters have been rubber stamp issues where once you are nominated, it's green means go? Well, I feel it's becoming more, not confrontational, but more of a discussion, more of what you can do and proving your mettle before the panel. And let's see what happens. At least some people have a second opportunity. They have to reappear.
Yeah.
But
I've got a question,
outright
though.
have to go. And I agree, at least with one who has to go. I'll not mention the name, but I think one was just too bad.
So this is what I want to ask. What's the purpose of the committee? What's the job? It sounds like they're holding these persons accountable, which is good, but is that the purpose for the committee? And are we saying that Parliament can't do a job of letting ministers be accountable unless they are, or we are fortunate and they get reappointed and they come to the committee.
I don't quite get you. Is it to say that because we do know that those who are coming back or returning to certain portfolios, like Kojo Ponkroma, deputy substantive minister, now returning to the ministry, there are certain things you can put to the person. For someone like Hawa Kumsin, she is now getting into that ministry. So, but let's not forget that on the floor of Parliament, there are mechanisms in place to haul ministers before them to account. And we've seen that time and again. We've seen Ursula Owusu-Ekufo have to go through that. We've seen the finance minister have to go through that.
I'm just saying that, and these are just, issues that I'm raising just for all of us to think about. The purpose of the committee, what they're supposed to be doing, and issues of accountability, reason some people are on hold. Is the vetting the only tool in achieving this purpose? Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
I'm just raising the issues.
On the level of accountability. So
that,
for most people, it is there that we put their feet to the fire.
Yeah. So then apart from that, then there's nothing. So we have to watch them do something and come back after 4 years if they are fortunate to appear before you, either as people who are being nominated to occupy the same position or another position, so we can interrogate them. If this is the only way of doing this, then I don't think it's good enough.
Well, I guess they have that other bit to appoint or, if you like, disappoint. So let's see how that goes.
But it's good that, after so many years, we're able to do this. But we just hope that it's not an NDC, NPP thing. And again, if you look at the reasons, this is one-sided. We're one-sided again. The majority on the team disagrees with the minorities.
It will take some time for us to be able to share the thinking of, because like I'm saying, at least for one of those ministers designate, I think there should have been a consensus with the fact that that person was simply not cut out for the role. The final newspaper, so NLA staff in demo against Director General for not paying 10 million Ghana cedi wins other issues. This has been in the news for a while. Judiciary not immune to criticism. And the WHO salutes President Akufo-Addo for taking COVID-19 jab. You know, is it the Secretary General? The Director General of the World Health Organization has lauded the president for showing leadership by taking a jab of the coronavirus vaccine. We saw a post from him yesterday. Nudity, get foolish, get 25 years in jail. That's a piece by our very own Samson Ladi. By the way, if you've forgotten, the reigning GIJ journalist of the year.
GJA, you mean?
GJA. I'm GIJ for GJA. Right.
Let's do the Daily Statesman newspaper on the front page. Taking COVID-19 vaccine is for our collective interest. That's according to Vice President Dr. Baumia.
Give me a vaccine already.
We want a vaccine. Yeah, as for you, Ben. You should have gone in this, right? You should have been part of this 600,000.
We're in the second batch, right? You know, now they've put together, there are 4 groupings.
Yes.
I think we're in the second group.
But there are some journalists who are taking it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because I saw the GJA statement.
How did they go
I don't know,
that?
but I think that they've got a list. I just know that my name is not on that list.
So all the talk they do on there, they don't consider me.
You should have lobbied at the right place. Well, maybe they have. They have enough of your kind. We want to vaccinate everybody. President declares as he takes COVID-19 jab with wife. Journalists, judges lock horns over election petition reportage. That's it for the Daily Statesman newspaper. You see how many days to the D-Day, and then this is it. Journalists against judicial service. This is what they wanted. Is this the conversation they wanted ahead of the judgment?
You should ask them. The Daily Guide very quickly. I'll not take the other stories that we've already delved into. Song assault revived. Funny face remains in psychiatric hospital. You know, he's been told to...
He didn't go to Adebayo's party.
Been told to do more time. And then House of Chiefs frowns on LGBTQI. You know, yesterday when I was interacting with Dr. Onwana Ofori, he made mention of the fact that the chiefs are totally against any flying of a flag, like has been threatened by maybe not threatened by Joe Biden and that all American establishments, including that means the embassy here, would be flying the flag. And they have said that that will desecrate the country and that they don't want that to happen. But it's interesting because on the international front, you know that every embassy or high commission is like an extension of that country.
Exactly.
In your country.
Yes, yes.
So I'm just wondering, should that happen? But by the way, you must also take note of the cultural, political, cultural, social currents in a country. Will they do it in Ghana? And if they did, what would be the consequences? And what would be the consequences of any such consequences on the diplomatic relations between the countries? It's a mess.
I guess that's why a lot of people were looking forward to a lot more beyond I'm not going to legalize homosexual marriage. You see?
Same-sex marriage.
Same-sex marriage. There's a lot more to it. We needed a lot more. But we're still a sovereign state. And the fact that your embassy is like your country in a way does not mean that you can come and do anything on our soil. But we've got to tell them. You know, we have to let them know. And appropriate people must do that. You get what I mean? Yeah. The National Enquirer newspaper. Next, front page. Trouble brews at NLA as staff demand immediate dismissal of MD. They went on strike, but we know that the NLA, no, not the NLA, the NMC has asked them to go back to work immediately. Did Mr. Bawumia say this? COVID-19 vaccination was painful. I faked the smile.
Really?
Well, it's a quote, and it says Bawumia confesses, and they put it in quote, and that's what's on the front page.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what painful. Yeah.
Practically every vaccine.
When you take the yellow fever, it is painful. It is painful. You can't intimidate us. GJA to judiciary. See?
You can't tell us nothing.
There's a red alert. LGBTQI invades schools to recruit members as Akufo-Addo succumbs to public outcry and swallows his spit of it's bound to happen. I'm not sure I quite understand this headline, but hey, it's not for me to interpret. So you can make.
I think it's like a dog going back to its vomit. That's an expression. I'm sure that's what they mean.
Okay.
The BNFT will be my final one. I'm just going to do these headlines. Listed banks request more time to file audited financial reports. Unilateral border closures dampen investor confidence in AFTA. That's it, basically, what I'll do. And then Finance Ministry fails to provide APFA utilization data for fourth year. I'll just do the story very quickly. We have just about 4 or 5 minutes to wrap up. JHS student arrested in connection with assault on teacher. That's on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And it says the 16-year-old student of Nungwa Kroma 2 Junior High School, who allegedly led thugs to assault his teacher, has been arrested by the police. Now, the suspect, name withheld, has since been released on bail to assist in investigations. Deputy Superintendent of Police, Efiatenge, the Accra Regional Police Command Public Relations Officer, disclosed this to the Ghanaian Times in Accra yesterday. She said the student would be treated according to, and I was asking because of his age, juvenile procedures, adding that he has been released on bail to help police arrest the rest of his accomplices. And I hear there are so many of them, about 17 or so of them, who joined this student to go and sow the seed of mayhem. Well, they will soon learn that there's something called the law, and its long arms can reach you.
Is this what the parents wanted? Everything is just complicated. Well, let me say good morning to Angela Quarty. Well, thank you for watching my back. Always, always, always. We'll go to myjawline.com, but we just want to spend a bit of time on this issue that has become very topical because lawyers for the Judicial Service put us here, didn't they, with the letter and the explanation yesterday that Mr. Thaddeus essentially gave when he spoke to Mefa Apau and Joseph Akable. So apparently, the long letter issued through the lawyers for the Judicial Service was first of all directed at one online portal, Ghana Web, but the rest of us, it's like a warning. Listen, I thought that we've done a fantastic job, and the fact that people have not been called and they have not been in contempt, as in scandalizing the court in this particular 2020 election petition, we should have been congratulated. You know, that's how, you know, you pat the person's back and says that you've done a fantastic job so far. Continue to do the good job. And to the few ones who allow certain things to slip, we're telling you that watch what you're doing, because you could be hurting us. But the manner in which this has come, the form and the justification, even after that press conference yesterday by the GJA, I mean, everything is still legal, legal, legal. But I tell you what, journalists cannot write a long letter and give it to lawyers and tell them how to do their work.
Look, I'm sorry,
especially when you're not.
Nobody is a sacred cow in this country. Not the president, not the vice, not the council of state, not any of the arms of government. Nobody is a sacred cow. I feel, yes, it's justified. You shouldn't just say whatever you like. We've had instances in this country with Kufuor, with Mills, where people have said whatever they felt like, and sometimes there was backlash. But I feel this reaction or this, it just leaves a sour taste. And I have nothing against the judiciary, but respect for them. But this time, I don't know.
I will just reiterate something that H. Kwesi Prempeh said on Newsfile on Saturday. Don't be temperamental. Don't give people the impression that you are affected by their opinions, by people's opinions, because we know that that's not what happens. But don't give people the impression that that's, and that
the sort of jab some of us take on social media.
that's essentially
we all get it.
What will scandalize the courts and not people's opinions.
I am scandalized by some of the comments that sometimes people put on my page. But I don't make too much of a fuss.
And not so many people read opinions. Forget about the headlines. You have put this in the spotlight. Otherwise, our attention would not have even been drawn to it. And I think that sometimes they also need to consult. There's a bit of communication in here, mass communication.
When you get emotional, you don't consult much.
No, you don't. It's not just legal. This is not just a legal matter. So let's do myjoyonline.com and let's get out of here.
Actually, our time has run out. So we'll just do sports now. That's up next on the AM show.